Hello friends, welcome back. Nicole here, and today we're going to talk about grooming tables. So I ended up investing in a Shernbao Electric table. I invested because my poodle Yuki isn't super comfortable on tables. And my previous table that I was working on was one of my collapsible show tables that I always had to lift up with bed risers. It was a real pain in the rear when I had to get this thing up and down because she's not super comfortable with heights. So now I invested in a table that I think will make her a bit more comfortable, right? It is a very sturdy table. The shipping weight estimated it was about 15 pounds under 200 pounds, so roughly around 187 or so. It is very heavy. I've picked it up. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me put it together. It was quite a chore to do by yourself, but totally doable. A person of my stature can totally put it together by yourself. It is delivered on a pallet and you have to schedule delivery. So keep that in mind, that if you order it, they won't deliver it unless you schedule. So I did have my husband help me bring it into the house, and after that I am able to move it by myself. The table does have 2 points for a grooming arm, so there's one on each end and they're built into the table. So let's take off the claw mat here. The base of the table does come up and off, so you can take this and totally scrub it and clean it down. The rest of it is made of metal, so the rest of this is a solid metal piece. The foot pedal to go up and down is only on what would be right now my front side, which if you look at the grooming arm would be the left side. So there is not a foot pedal on this side. That doesn't seem to bother me too much, but I have worked with the other grooming tables that have had foot pedals on both sides, and that does have its own advantage. Doesn't seem to bother me though. So if you've worked with the electric tables before and you know you want a foot pedal on each side, there is no option for another foot pedal. So keep that in mind. This one is the 36-inch. I don't do big dogs. My poodle is the only dog that I do that's large like that. I do have a couple other larger doodles that I've done since puppies, so they are okay and they're good and they get up on the table by themselves. And you have to remember, they were able to get up on a table that did not move up and down. It was just a fixed show table. So they've been trained to get up and down. Now it's even easier. They also have a telescoping grooming arm, so the one piece goes up and down, and then this piece, the second piece, goes up and down as well. They do have the option to buy the grooming arm that goes up and all the way across to meet to the other hole over here. I didn't end up purchasing that. That might be a purchase I'll do in the long run, so stick around. Hopefully that'll come by. The grooming table also came with these nifty little feet that they just ball and joint in, so that way you can raise and lower the table to be able to even it. And the feet have a silicone bottom pad, so there isn't a lot of movement. I have to actually pick up the table to kind of release the silicone grip to my hardwood floor. The table also comes with a grooming loop. I don't particularly like that grooming loop, so I ended up cutting it just to keep the clip. The only thing I don't like about the Shernbao table system is that they don't have a little piece that hangs down where I can clip my loops on from there. They have the little holes cut into, so the clip-on point. So if you have, I think they call these D clips. If you have the regular C clip or whatever dog type, those will get stuck in there. I was at a grooming competition when I first used this, and it took me and another groomer about 15 minutes to actually figure out how to get this to unhook out of there. So don't stick these little C clip ones in. Use the clip type that they gave you when they ship it to you. So what I did is I just cut it to release it, so that way I still have the quick release. And then I can use my groomer helper loop or I forget what they call these, what type of, but these are coming in pretty popular now as well. And I use this for like show dogs and stuff. I like the groomer loop because it has the D-ring on the end, so I can hook it up to my, what do they even call that? The dog loop clip. That's why I like using this one, but these ones are really, really nice. But again, everything comes with these type of clips, so I got creative. The Shernbao table is very sturdy and it is very quiet. Yuki up. The table goes down 20 inches and she has no problem jumping up from there. And as the table goes up and down, she's not as worried and she doesn't flinch or freak out when the table goes up because it is very smooth and very quiet. I did have an advantage when picking my table. Like I said, I compete, so a lot of companies are very great and they bring tables that they end up selling at roughly 40 to 50% off because now they're used. They allow us competition groomers to use them and then they sell them to other groomers in the area, and then you just have to figure out a way to get your table. They don't do any of the shipping. Because 2020 has been a really fun year and we haven't had any of our trade shows, I ended up just purchasing with one of the trade show, online trade show deals. Shernbao, as of right now, is still doing the sale, so you could still pick it up. I don't know how long that sale is going to end up going for. These tables usually run about $900 to $1,000, so really great deal. The shipping was included. I didn't have to worry about that, and they shipped it right to my front door on a pallet, and all I had to worry about was getting it through the door. Because I was a competition groomer, I did have the luxury of being able to try it out before I got to purchase it, which is another great reason why you should compete. There's a lot of good reasons why you should compete, but getting to try out new products is one of the bonuses. So I already knew and was eyeballing this table. I did have one other table that I was interested in, but it was 3 times the price. And while I love them, they're just as heavy, they're just as smooth. The only bonus was that there was a foot pedal on both sides. The other tables that I was looking at did not have the built-in frame around the actual table piece, so the arm pieces were not built in. I really enjoy this because if you get a fighter, this is not going anywhere. Even though this is thinner than most, like in thickness, not in like weaker metal. This is thinner than most grooming arms, but it is sturdy. That's one of the other downfalls, is my already existing grooming arm does not fit in here. So you will have to purchase one of their grooming arms. Not that I think their grooming arms are bad. The table came with a grooming arm, but if you're planning on using a grooming table, or if you're planning on using a grooming arm that you already have, you're probably going to want to measure it first. So the measurement of the hole, in case you're wondering, is just under 1 inch. I know my groomer's helper grooming arm that I had previously just barely missed it. Like my brother-in-law almost considered shaving down the side so I could actually get it through, because it's just literally millimeters that you miss it by. So if I'm being exact, let's do this, because it falls right between a line. So it is literally like 15/16 of an inch. So you miss the whole inch by 1/16 of an inch, just to give you an idea. But like I said, my groomer's helper arm was ready to retire anyways, so I'm super pleased with the grooming arms that they gave. But that is one downfall of buying from a company who probably uses the metric system, is that things aren't going to line up at precisely 1 inch. Overall, I'm really happy with my table. Like I said, I came in with a little bit of experience, but it really, really has done wonders. Now I'm not bent over for grooming. My big poodle, I can lower it, she can get up there. A couple of the other doodles, they're not as scared to stand on the table because the table is so sturdy. And then with my flooring being so old, it's not completely level, so it was nice because I was able to level my table, so that way I could stick a ball on here and it won't roll anywhere. So that's the Shernbao table. I'll make sure to link the product down below. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments, and if this helped you at all, make sure you smash that like button. Until next time, see you guys later.